It's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi. Brothers, always I have the ladies with me. White Gay in the building. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I love your green.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are you going somewhere today?
I love your cap.
Yeah.
Your people. Yes, very nice. Really cool.
You know, when I was buying it, I bought it on the road, you know, in traffic. Theo was in the car. What is wrong? You always buy something. I said, you leave me now, I need a cap.
But it looks nice.
It looks really nice.
Now, I hope he's watching. But
did you also notice what she did with it?
Yes,
fabric at the bottom.
Okay, so creative.
Yeah.
You know, they need to study you in the university. Like, there needs to be a course on Yeni Anikulapo Kutsi. I'm telling you, like, you're a full course master's degree course. I'm telling you, you're very unique. Your style, your perspective, your viewpoint, your physical, everything about you. Okay, I'm praising you. Smile now. Say I'm blushing.
First thing in the morning.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So my dear friend is even
Elijah,
No,
Nima, Akasha, Zibi, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I got some good news yesterday. My nephew made first class in University of Benin.
Congratulations!
Yeah. So I'm just going to plan. We're planning what we're going to do as surprise. But this is the second son of my husband's elder sister who's made first class in the same university, following my husband's footsteps from the same university. So I'm just so proud of those children. Very disciplined children. Also, today is our fans' day. One of our fans, Mrs. Olufolake Ajumobi, she turned 62 on Tuesday. I didn't do that banter. And a fan of ours who passed last year, today will be her 1-year memorial. And her kids had reached out to me to try to remember. So I marked that one.
Okay.
And so I want to say, Mrs. Bolaji Omoni, she was with the NHS in the UK. And she was born in Aremo in Ibadan. She passed last year on the 17th of April. She was a die-hard fan of the show. According to her kids, she calls it she admired each of us and watched our episodes on YouTube. She loved listening to the show, and she used to tell her colleagues that, you know, those women, they are a great representation of women. She always encouraged people to watch the show.
She's only 62.
No, she is not 62. It's Olufolake Ajumobi. She's alive. She's 62. That was her birthday on Tuesday.
Fantastic.
This
Mariam, how you doing, Mariam?
I'm fine, thank you. So today I'm on my very best behavior. I've got family in the studio today. My very favorite Auntie Delphine, my niece Toro, and my nephew Aking in here. And so I have to really
be a good auntie.
Represent properly here at the table, so they don't yab me when we're done.
You know, this story Nima told of the fan that was, you know, I went to one shop in March or so, and I met this guy, and he says, oh, my grandmother, huge fan of your show. So I said, oh, do you want to take a picture to show her? And he said, oh, she's passed. I said, oh, you know, it was so, it hit me, God. You know, when you just said this.
You remember the artist that gave us some drawings of us? His late mom, too. She was a fan before she passed.
You know, also visited the family.
I really hate that.
And the dad was a committed fan of the show. He would always refer to the show. And by the time I visited the family, it was a year of his passing. So sometimes, if we could just keep the relationship.
Okay, it's Thursday. Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
this place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crimes of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Champions of the world!
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, we're going to start with the nation. Mikey had one fantastic banter like this that you guys missed. You've been laughing and cracking up with this thing. Maybe I'll give her time to share. It's a very, very interesting story. Let's start with the nation. Masari, Almakura, Adamu, others, we remain with Tinubu. PDP governors can't stop coalition train, says Atiku. APC takes control of Edo Assembly with 50 members, 2 PDP's 9. Excuse me. Plateau bans night grazing, restores vigilante patrols in move to end killings. Inside CBEX 1.3 trillion naira Ponzi scam. Why NBA should refund 300 million naira to Rivers by Banwo Adegborua. And the presidency gives NPC 3 weeks deadline on census report. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Okay, so let me start with the one that touched us. Two SAN, Emwade Oluade Borua and Dr. Okwebanwo, who is also a legal tech expert, have called out the NBA for receiving the 300 million naira that they got from former suspended governor of Rivers State, and they have asked that the money be refunded ASAP. They were stressing that lawyers are supposed to be the conscience of society, and they're expected to champion the rule of law, and that they should not be seen romancing with any government amid poverty and rights abuses. And Emwade Borua emphasized the need to restore the dignity of the profession, saying that the SANs, who have all been made legal silk, should contribute 1 million naira each and refund that money to redeem the image of the NBA, that the NBA should not be seen to go cap in hand to anybody or any government official. With emphasis, he said the revelation has not only triggered the political and legal firestorm, it has raised a fundamental question. Can a supposedly independent professional body continue to claim neutrality while receiving financial handouts from political actors? Let's not be distracted by technicalities. Replying to Dr. Monde Ubani, who had said it was an unconditional gift, said that they should not have, and now that it has triggered this conversation, the honorable thing is to, immediately redeem the image of the profession. And I bow to senior knowledge.
Okay. Yes, I have from Plateau State. So the Plateau State governor yesterday took measures to halt the incessant attacks on rural communities by gunmen. So to restore calm and strengthen vigilance, I hereby announce the following measures. He says night grazing of cattle is strictly prohibited. Transportation of cattle by vehicle is banned after 7 p.m. The use of motorcycles is restricted from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. across the state until further notice. He says, as we know, no fewer than 100 persons have been killed by gunmen in Bassa, Bokos local government areas of the state in the last 1 week. We also have responses from the Abbas Tajuddin, that's the North House of Rep Speaker and former Senate President David Mark, urging Nigerians to cooperate with government and security agencies in their efforts to end the killings. We also have the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris. He expressed concern about this ugly trend. He says that the president is unrelenting in getting to the root cause and to end this malady, which is important, to get to the root cause. But we have the governor who convened an emergency security meeting, consulted the president and security chiefs. He's urging calm, and says that but Plateau State will not succumb to fear. I'd like to read his statement. He says that, first of all, let him be clear. This is not random violence. This is not an isolated conflict between farmers and herders. Right. What we're witnessing is a systematic and premeditated campaign, one that seeks to displace, destabilize, and instill terror and fear on our people and our communities. The tragic echoes of Dogona Hawa, if you remember that, Riyom, Berkeladi, Mongu, Christmas Eve massacres in Bokos remain vivid. The cycle continues, but it must not endure. Enough is enough. I mean, he's speaking the minds of everyone because it just does not make sense. It's just continuous and it just seems like there's never an end to it. So I like, as the president said, we need to find the root cause and deal with it at that level. Okay. But in the meantime, the governor has also allowed for all the victims to get free medical attention in the different hospitals across the
moving on to another story.
Another story. Okay, go on.
But yeah, so go ahead, take your story.
Okay, no, I was just going to take that. Atiku has said that the PDP governors cannot stop the coalition train. There have been rumors of PDP merging with that, but the governors have said no, there's nothing like that. So he is saying, indeed, the coalition train has left the station and will have multiple stops to bring on board Nigerians of all shades. He put that on his X handle, and the PDP has someone from the PDP, the Vice Chairman South, Dan Obi, said blamed the party's crisis on the entrenched interest. He didn't mention anybody, but of someone going for presidential election every time.
So, you know who he's talking about.
We all know who.
It's not fair. Well, someone did it and eventually became president.
Well, that's true. Okay, let me move on to the other story. President Bola Tinubu yesterday inaugurated a presidential committee on the National Population and Housing Census, the 8-member committee headed by the National Planning Minister Atiku Bagudu. And they were charged by Tinubu to deliver an interim report within 21 days. Is also to develop a roadmap for the execution of the national census, including exploring domestic and international financial options to support the large-scale undertaking. If you recall, the last census in Nigeria was 2016, and it put the number of the Nigerians to 140 million. Since then, people have been coming up with Nigerians 200 million, 250 million, all sorts of numbers. So right now, the committee has been inaugurated to put together a roadmap towards the proper execution of the next census, which I think is really crucial to help us for economic development and prosperity. Moving on now to Daily Sun. Let's see if story we can take. 2027 election, Atiku leaves options open. Trade imbalance threatening Nigeria-China currency swap, says CBN. Terrorism, ECPA gets new lawyer as case begins in June. Rivers emergency rule, reps summons Ibas. About time. I wish somebody told that story. Indeed. Lagos Assembly, court declares Obasa's removal illegal, voids assembly proceedings. Igbo traditional rulers rise up against insecurity, and we must know our population, says Tinubu. Inaugurates National Census Committee. Okay, please let us find out. Rivers.
So this House of Representatives ad hoc committee on Rivers State that was just inaugurated on Tuesday, chaired by Honorable Julius Inowere, has already started work. So they have called on the sole administrator of Rivers State to immediately come and give updates of how he's managed the affairs of Rivers State since he was put in office. And according to the Sun, they said that the committee's business is to ensure that public interest and all the policies of the federal government in Rivers State continue. So I think they are using style to specify. They said their business is to monitor the implementation of the federal directives and policies in Rivers State and ensure that the caretaker administration adheres to law and protect public interest while facilitating the re-establishment of full democratic governance. Specifying
JD. Remember we said yesterday that they need to tell him his job description because he's going outside.
He's going to get it. So they invited him. They said it's very important that he's invited at this time to come and give an update of how he's carried out that particular.
And in addition, Nima, he also said, he said that it's fake news that he denied someone in the governor. You know, we were saying yesterday that it has to be fake. That there's no way a sole administrator can summon an elected governor.
Let me use your
so he's saying it's fake news. So
let me use the opportunity to beg Son to stop continuing online when the story is in the paper. Because I didn't read that part.
Oh, okay.
They just wrote the continue to online, and you go online, their website is always
but let's go on a short break. But I'm happy that things are seeming right now because yesterday we were a bit confused that how can the sole administrator be summoning a governor?
But the sole administrator did not summon governor in the Tribune.
Because if that is the case,
somebody has summoned governor.
Now that needs sole administrators because all the violence happening in the states.
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym, though. You're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person you scissors? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam! Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Entertainment with Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Davy's son, the story. Let me take the story concerning the Igbo traditional leaders. So, traditional leaders in Igbo land have resolved to galvanize their various communities to tackle the space of insecurity, saying that since they've tried the government, they tried to see how the government can tackle and handle the issue of insecurity, but since there's no end in sight to the insecurity within their region, the traditional rulers are going to come together and see what they can do. That there are ways, the situation has become, there are ways it was done back in the days of their fathers, of how to secure their people. So according to this report, so they need to liaise with government at all levels in carrying out the task of making the country better. Igbo is going to deploy these traditional methods with which they protected their people in the past, while agreeing that some unscrupulous elements in the country have turned banditry and kidnapping into a big-time career. The forum noted that the government should step up efforts as creating more opportunities for young people to have employment, but they'll also see what they can do as traditional rulers to protect their region and have security for the people of Igbo land.
Yeah,
so I took this Simon Ekpa story. Is that what you're going to take? He has appointed a new lawyer. His other lawyer has gone into retirement. So, of course, he has had to get a new legal representative, and he has confirmed that he's received the pre-trial file and is currently checking through. If you remember, he was arrested for propaganda, terrorism, propaganda, and terrorist propaganda on social media. He's been remanded since then. His trial will start in June. Anyway.
Yeah, I have the CBN has said that the bilateral currency swap agreement between Nigeria and China is a strategic, It says that so the CBN has raised concerns that the persistent imbalance in trade flows between Nigeria and China may hinder the full realization of the benefits expected from the bilateral currency swap agreement between the two nations. So they said that the imbalance in flows. So sorry, I just missed that. Okay, so this is really about how we do our trade with China. It says that Nigeria, we've exported approximately $2.51 billion worth of goods to China, but it is small in contrast to what China imports to Nigeria, which there stands at $20 billion. And so because of this imbalance in our trade, positions, we may not get the full benefits of this agreement, although, the CBN still says that there's a lot to be gained from this agreement. But to maximize the benefit of the swap agreements, Nigeria must boost its non-oil exports to China by adding value to the products through processing. Nigeria must be proactive and should use the arrangement to boost manufacturing and infrastructure. Instead of importing more consumer goods, we must not import what we cannot. We must not import what we can produce. He said that the benefits for this swap, that's in spite of the trade imbalance, is that the currency swap agreement streamlines this currency conversion process by enabling settlements of trade in naira. The deal also reduces dependency on the dollar and has cut down dependency by 39%. This agreement provides an alternative settlement route contributing to the country's foreign exchange reserves by freeing up more US dollars and so on and so forth. So it is still a good arrangement. There are many benefits to be gotten from it, but to maximize those benefits, Nigeria, we need to start doing more, exporting more, build on our manufacturing sector, A lot of things that we don't need to import, please, that we already produce here. Can we just, start using those things, building on it,
minerals,
creating more things?
I'm surprised they haven't even taken up. I thought when this government came in, they were really going to go after our solid minerals. But I'm not seeing...
There's been quite a few challenges. I know that Dele Alake was speaking, I can't remember the report. I mean, there's a lot of cleanup that has to be done to take over these things. People have been benefiting.
Too many hands in that.
Yeah, they've been benefiting without government intervention. So they need to clear those things out and then see how. But we are hopefully hoping that things will change as the government continues. Let's continue on Daily Sun. Are we done? Okay, moving on now to Vanguard. There's a story I wanted to get. I took it already. Vanguard or Tribune, let's see. Insecurity worsens, herdsmen killed, 144 in Plateau. We took that story. Power Minister blames past governments for poor electricity supply. Waiki, I'm not talking about this sports matter. CBEX, agreed investors storm Lagos office, break into premises. Let's see another story. I think that's all. Okay,
so Senator Smart Adeni has used the opportunity to call on the president to immortalize Christian Chukwu.
I didn't read it, I just thought it was Waiki, and I just said, go ahead.
The chairman, our former goalkeeper, who passed at the age of 74 in Enugu. And he talked about how he was captain of our Nigerian national team in 1974 to 1980. And he, was the one who got us lifted our first AFCON trophy after we beat Algeria 3-0 back then. He also talked about how he's led the Enugu Rangers to victory a couple of times, and how he, also added he was also assistant coach in the 1994 Super Eagles squad that won the 1994 that led to the first ever 1994 World Cup, and a lot of other achievements that he has. I agree with him. I also think that the government in Enugu, that's the governor of Enugu, would use this opportunity. The essay yesterday was saying that certain streets in Lagos will come with, notable names who were born in the area and all of that. Those are the kind of things Enugu should be doing. Christian Chukwu should be immortalized in Enugu so that young boys will see their role models.
I don't even think it should be restricted to just Enugu. I think because
I agree with him. On the
hero.
Yeah. Completely.
I mean, I grew up knowing, and I didn't even like football. I grew up knowing Christian Chukwu, you know, like Christian Chukwu, Shegun Odegbami, all those guys. They were serious footballers, you know.
I need to take this story before we go because this is a very interesting story.
Which one?
Please, in Tribune, Fubara has not reached out to me to forgiving. We can reply. Now that's what Banga said, but I now read the story, and this is what happened. So, according to Mr. Larry Olayinka, who is Wike's spokesperson, he was responding to Tompolo. Remember Tompolo was saying recently? Let me quote Tompolo. He was speaking in Rivers State. He said that, just like I will not accept rebellion from my son, I will also not cause more problems. Wike is angry, but he has to bring his temper down for the good of all. He will have a dialogue with all the lingering issues, and again, Fubara will return to his seat. That was Tompolo speaking. Larry now said, what are you talking about? He responded, said, Wike has not accused Fubara of any personal wrongdoing, but has merely called for the adherence to governance and the principles of governance. However, just in case there's an issue, even the person that you said that there's a problem has not come to ask for forgiveness. But I'm not saying there's an issue, but just in case there's an issue.
It's the same thing with the headline now.
No. The headline is making it look as if...
Why is he saying there is no issue? There is issue now.
He's saying just in case.
I think he's saying that there is
issues. According to Larry.
I have watched where Wike said, I regret putting this guy.
Let me quote them verbatim.
Let
me quote them verbatim. He explained the process of reconciliation by stating that even if there was an offense, the offender is supposed to admit his offense and reach out to reconciliation and forgiveness. He further questioned the government's change in posture, right, towards Wike, noting that Fubara once worked closely with him. There is no offense. It is when somebody has offended you personally that you can now start saying there's an offense. But just in case there's an offense, the person that offended has not even tried to reach out. So there's something with two sides of his mouth. Can you see that?
No.
All right. I just had to take that story.
Do you have time?
We don't have time.
Okay.
That's all we can take.
One interesting story.
Oh, very interesting. My director is shouting at me. Yes.
In the UK, they have defined woman is different from transgender woman.
Finish.
All right, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we move on to our next segment of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Does your toothpaste give you complete? youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's light, camera, fashion, where we strut, slay, and sashay, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Hey
my people, I greet you plenty.
My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name is Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top your view pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
After
that day, the man
you no go see him again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody. When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give him signs.
If they look for person we go give them to you, fact as he be.
Men no dey ever get fault.
If baby not there for her,
na the woman.
Talk no dey be person you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open curtain in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
Look, we not even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some warrior.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an Hijabite.
Thanks for staying with us. So on this segment, we'll be discussing how women are making game-changing strides in their society, their homes, workplace, and other areas. This segment, they want our viewers to win something. So as the first caller to call on this show this morning with a game-changing story will win a goodie bag from Maggie. Also, the very first person to tweet to us at TVC Connect with the hashtag Your View on TVC and hashtag Maggie in Nigeria would also win a goodie bag. So make your calls right now. YK, coming to you. Tell us about your game-changing story. We have to hear this gist.
My own is a gist, a game-changing gist. So Maggie, please forgive me.
No, it's okay, Maggie. Don't worry, I know how to.
So on Tuesday at Freedom Park, they had an event for Jimmy Disu. He was 70. Congratulations. So Theo was drinking stout, and I said, Theo, I told you not to drink stout. You promised me I'm not drinking again. He didn't even answer me. He drank. Later on, two bottles, not one. I was okay. It was when he brought the second one. I started complaining. Then he now left stout and went to whiskey. So I said, complaining, you are drinking whiskey. So all of them sitting on it. What's wrong with you? I said, don't worry, you'll be drinking that whiskey. You are threatening him. I said, I'm not threatening him now. I'm just. All of them they were all drinking the whiskey. They were all abusing me. I said, no problem. Drink. We'll meet ourselves at home. Then we are now leaving. Him with his friend, we call him General. They entered. They got two men. They got into the car. I said, I'm coming, I want to go and pee. So I rushed.
Where were you sitting? At the back or front?
Back.
So the two men were in front?
The two men were in front.
You were at the back?
I was at the back.
Okay.
I dropped my bag. I ran to the toilet. Came out of the toilet. No car. I thought it was a joke.
The game changed and left you.
they changed my life.
They changed your game.
They changed my game.
They drove off and left you.
They drove off. I went to the gate. So one of the staff, I feel, was laughing that they've gone. I said, gone where? What's my law? What's the law?
Two drunk men. He's a woman at the back.
They left me there for like 15 minutes. So.
Imagine.
So they reached Awolowo Road.
They were gisting away.
They were gisting away. Then when they reached Awolowo, Theo was like, why are you sleeping? You are so quiet in the car.
They now turn back.
They now look back.
They say,
she's not here.
They now drove. Alcohol and senior citizens don't work. Two old men with an old woman messing up. That's a game-changing story. That will change everybody so that nobody will take alcohol again. From this information, nobody, no adult, no over 60 should take alcohol. It's a game-changing story.
I agree.
Because going forward, that's testimony.
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer because
my life was changed. What? And then they came back. Hey, sorry, hey. I said, the two of you are drunk. Why?
See?
Why?
So thank you very much for that interesting story. So now we learned from that lesson that once you are over 60, please stop drinking. Okay? Our first caller is on, Titi Layo. Welcome to the show. So you have a game-changing story for us?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so it's my first time calling.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. My game-changing show, my game...
Sorry.
What happened?
Oh, we lost that call. Nima.
Okay, my game-changing story was I decided to be my mother's daughter. So growing up, I went to primary school every day with fresh snacks. She was a business. My mother was a dealer with one of these bottling company, and we had this collection per day. They would drop for her a full truck. She was busy to the teeth. But I remember that in primary school, I had fresh hot puff, hot buns per morning. And then I started having kids, and I just could not relate. I couldn't try to make any of these snacks. My sisters do well with cooking, but my cooking is an effort. I always say that if I do it for you, it's a sign of love. It's something that I put in a lot of effort into. So, but on Sunday, we had used some flour left over for puff for my neighbor's baby's 1-year-old birthday. And since flour has a shelf life, most people don't know, it's just 3 weeks shelf life from the date of production. If you now have it, you're using stale flour. You might just not be working. I said, maybe this is not going to stay for my kitchen. I decided to do buns because I didn't have yeast. And it turned out so well because I had added so much milk. It was a milky buns.
Nice.
Everybody, we just started doing the kind of diet that Miriam hates. We had drinks, we had buns.
You should have brought some to the studio.
I shared for my street. I took to my neighbor's house. It was excessive. We shared.
You are saying it's excessive and you didn't bring to the studio. What's wrong with you?
Sunday buns. If I bring it, Auntie, and
it will not be fresh again.
Okay.
It's supposed to be fresh.
She's fresh.
Okay, I think I have another caller for me, Peru. Fatima, welcome to the show. Fatima.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
It's my first time calling.
Welcome to the show. You have a game-changing story for us?
Yes, I do. I have like a game-changing story for you guys.
What happened? Go ahead.
Okay. Like when I got married, I used to be like a housewife. I was always staying at home and everything. I was totally dependent on my husband, like financially and everything. So I just thought to myself, and because I didn't used to have money available, I would like to be really dependent on him. Like I would need money, I have to call him and everything. So last year I thought to myself, like I can't continue my life like this and everything. So I learned how to bake. I learned like different things like pastries and everything, and I got to it. So since last year to now, like my life has really changed. I'm financially independent. I can make myself happy.
That's the best news. Fantastic. You deserve a standing ovation. Fantastic. Now you are empowered.
Yes.
So how does it feel? Are you still there, Fatima? Oh, we lost her.
Okay. I have one from Margarita on Twitter.
Okay.
I don't know, he or she says, my game-changing story will be how my relationship attitude changed after NYSC. I used to be a very shy, introverted person, but I've now come out of my shell.
Yay.
I now relate better with people.
Nice.
I'm now able to start conversations with people.
I love that. That's good. These are some real good things.
Mariam, anyone?
Yes. You know, I had one funny one, but after our last call, I'm like, no, I have to give this game-changing story. So, about 7 years ago, an audition thing was put online on TV for anybody who was bold, beautiful, and thought that they could fill in one of the slots that was available on your view. And I did a 1-minute video and I put it on my Instagram. And if you know me, you know Mariam does not do anything like public and things like that. So it took a lot out of me. I came out of my shell to do that, and then I came and I did, and then my video was picked, and then I came and I sat for audition where Mariah was there with many of the other, you know, staff of TVC, and
7 years now.
7 years today, I am on your view. So that was a game-changing moment for me.
Fantastic! Yes. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, I think we've had quite a number of game changes today.
Yes.
We don't have time for my own, but I'm so excited that people have called in, and hopefully Fatima should win something. Congratulations, and I think somebody else online.
And Margarita, yeah.
Mark a screen, grab that and send it to the producer so that.
Okay.
I think you should add me to that list as well.
Let's go in a very short.
You don't think you should add me? I changed people's life forever.
Why do you mean that I made boss? I don't know. It's game changing because my kids have never eaten.
If you don't take anything from this show, if you have any over 60, please tell them not to do alcohol because they'll be forgetful.
That's one. 2, if you do alcohol and you are old, don't do it in front of YK because you tell your gist on TV.
All right, let's go on a very short break. When we come back, move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right.
I'm the lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crimes of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. I'm Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And hey, you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Eje, can you close the show?
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment with pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration.
Thanks for staying with us. Join us as a guest. Our co-host right now is a psychotherapist, transformational speaker, and an advocate for emotional well-being with over 15 years of experience in psychotherapy and a dynamic background spanning education, human resources, and media. She's leading the charge in reshaping conversations around mental health. Welcome with us, Mary Betha Oko in the building. Good to have you on the show. You look amazing. Like, you look so expensive right now. I'm thinking to myself, oh my Lord. But good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you can join the conversation 020-1635-2013, 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on X and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to hear your thoughts. So you're joining us on this conversation. There's a gist we saw. I was really interested. A guy, a very handsome man, was saying that he doesn't date broke women. I'd like our producers to show the video so that we can have a proper context of what we're going to discuss.
It's broke women. Money. But because means poor choice, discipline, of how the real world. If you can't, you have helping me manage an empire. Money issues, all marriages, else after sex. Looking to raise a woman, looking to build, and yes, provider. A woman handle resources, already resourceful before I showed up.
That didn't sound right, obviously.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get it done properly so that it can be played properly. But really what he was trying to say was that he doesn't date broke women, not because he wants their money, but because he believes that broke women make poor choices and they're not resourceful. He'll be a provider. He decides, yes, he'll be a provider, but only to a woman who is able to somewhat meet him at the same level. Now, some have argued and said that because you're a broke woman doesn't mean that you're not resourceful. You know, it's unfair to put women who don't have money in that kind of bucket. Is it fair? Others have said that, well, he's saying his own preference. But a lot of men today are looking for made women. Nobody wants to help a woman. Because back then, a woman was looking for a man who was already made. But now, men are even looking for women who are equally made. And does that even make sense anymore? Nima, let me start with you before I come to our guest.
Okay, so I understand him a lot.
because I felt he put his opinion in proper context so that broke women don't say that they have demeaned them or rich women don't say that they have upgraded them. But I think what he meant by saying resourceful is that you know already what to do with money. Because if you're extremely broke, you're looking for basic needs. Young girls, the olden days mentalities that were looking for a Prince Charming is supposed to bring all the wealth. Handsome meant he was rich, you know, and so if you did not reach, you can't, what would you do with somebody that is broke? And so a lot of girls just thought if he gives me an iPhone, a nice dress, a vacation, is perfect. You know, whether he steals the money, and there are a lot of girls in that category right now. I'm dealing with a young girl, and I always look at their situation. She's in this hair making business. But every time you pump money in her business, it just goes down. Because what she thinks money is for is to become the madam of the family, even though she doesn't know how to make money turn around or turn it over. So she carries herself, carries her mom, her step siblings, her grandma, carries everybody at that young age. And the business where they're supposed to generate the money is empty. So you know, an average in December is season for hairdressers, and you have their extensions and all of that, full cabinet. And then you see everybody do that, and then she's just looking. So I always ask her, the other woman just down the street makes hair as well, started just like, if I better, worse than you. She started by learning the entire ropes of the business because she finished her apprenticeship. And then when she started with just a small stool. I used to go there and I would ask her if she could come and make my hair indoors before I locked my hair. And she would come, and that was how she grew her business. And now she has a wide shop, but she's always managed that business. She's always known where the next growth was. And so she's different. So it's just basic resourcefulness compared to...
Let me put it in that context. Before I come to you, Miriam. My concern, because the fact that young men of today are looking for women who are already doing well is done somewhat in secrecy. There's a pretense of, I'm not looking for you, I don't like her because she's wealthy. We know, but we don't say it out there. Because we know a lot of these guys are looking for girls who are well done, but we pretend as if, they are still coming up as a provider. But what this guy is doing is giving that stamp of okay, that now we are looking for women who are made. Because you are looking for, do you get the point? Because by saying this, you're empowering the young man. Say, yeah, I want a made woman. And before, it wasn't like that. It was like, you pretend like you don't know she has money. You don't pretend you don't even know her money. But you like that she has money, but you act as if you're still the provider. But now you're putting it out there. And you're giving men the inkling that it's okay to only look for good made women. Is that even right at all? Miriam?
I don't think that's what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the effect of it, but go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so I don't think that's what he's saying. And for me, I think also what he has said is even makes the case for a lot of women who say they cannot be with broke men. And for me, he's just making a case for being with broke people generally, whether man looking for a wife or a wife looking for a husband. And I like how he put it. He says for him, being broke just shows for him it's symptomatic of someone who's made poor choices, who doesn't understand how the real world works, and who has weak discipline. And I know that there are many circumstances, that can affect someone and then they become broke. But we also know, and I believe that one of the strongest things that affect someone's financial status is also the choices that they have made. It's also how they handle resources. And for many people, when you sit down with them and talk about their finances, you see that they made poor choices. They've been lazy. They have not really pursued something and seen it to the end. So that would be a reason why many people are broke. But he also says he is not looking for their money. Do you understand? So that's why I said I don't think that's what he says. He says I'm not saying this because I want their money. I'm just saying this because for me it shows that there are some character traits, that you have that will make it, that shows me that you are meant for me. It's not really about the money. It's not saying that you need to be a billionaire or a millionaire. You don't need to have the biggest cars. But do you have some character traits that shows me that you understand how the world works? And it's okay for him to say that, really. And that's for me when women also say to some men, you have, if you're not in that particular tax bracket, don't come for me because there are bills to be paid. In fact, I found something online very interesting. Someone had tweeted at Copy, as we know, Tedola's daughter, and was saying, Tio, I don't have money, but you see, I will treat you like the queen that you are. And she responded, oh, nice thought, but bills need to be paid or something like that. Did you understand? So there is the reality of how the world works. And do you have the character traits to go into the world and be that sort of person? I think that is what he's saying. The going for women that have money, for me, that's a scam. And women also do that go for men that have money. It's not about their character. It's not about being, helping. It's just about looking for women. You are there just looking out for people who have money. However they have the money, whether the money drops on them or if they are scammers or if they are fraudsters, it does not matter. This person has money. I need to find a way to get in. That's a whole different thing. I think believe from what this guy is saying.
Let me come to Mary. What are your thoughts on this? You've had a few perspectives already.
I think I believe I want to agree with the last comment you made. If you date someone that is resourceful, that is not rich, but they're working, they're chasing the bag, they have a career, there's a sense of you grow, you mature, you have financial intelligence, you have a bit, you learn along the line of acquisition. And so that aside, I believe as well that he may have had past experiences that is making him speak like that. Something must have happened in the past. Some girl must have chopped his money, couldn't afford it, or dated outside of his brackets, paper, cash brackets, and he's now burnt, he's pained, and he's letting it out. And then I think there's another one that men generally are scared nowadays to date liabilities. Women, I think, this generation are looking like liabilities to date.
You think?
Everyone is looking out the statement of, if you're broke, if you don't have a car, if you don't have an apartment, I'm not dating you. Social media making it worse. So if you can't give me all of these things, 1, 2, 3, the car, the weekly allowances, I don't remember growing up being given allowance dating someone. Like, I'm not that old. And yet now it's like, if you're not giving me transportation, I'm not coming to your house. If you're not paying for my transport going back home, I'm not coming. Pay for my makeup because I'm coming to date you. You have to pay for my dress. Hold up. Am I paying to date you, or do we like ourselves? Likeness or wanting to know someone has been taken out of context completely. It's becoming transactional.
Exactly.
So dating now is transactional. So from what he's saying,
friendships are transactional. Family going is transactional.
I was going to come to that because when I hear what you're saying, but when you get to a certain age, and I'll come to YK here. When you get to a certain age and you look back and you think to yourself, really, this entire life is transactional. And is now what kind of transaction did you accept? Because some people allow themselves such that, you're with a man or you're with a woman for the wrong reasons and you stayed. Others were transactional from the beginning. They got what they wanted and they're happy for it today. They didn't put any emotions. They were not trying to be, he's from this, or I just like, no. I'm there because you have money. Provide the money and I'll provide the nurturing for our children, and we're good. And they're in their 70s and their 80s and they're happy. It was transactional from the start. No, they were no, so my question is, maybe transactional is good. Maybe we're looking at transaction in a different light. If we look at it in a different light where it makes you more objective and we are clear from the get-go. YK, let me come to you on this matter. What are your thoughts?
Well, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But where I'm confused with what he's saying is, what about if you meet a girl fresh out of university? Where do you want her to? She has potential.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean because she doesn't have that money right now. It's the same thing with a man. Absolutely. If you meet a man who has just come out of university, he has potential. He doesn't have to have money. But so I think when he's saying he doesn't date broke women, maybe he has not. Maybe he's dating older women. I don't understand. I really don't understand because he's
not being fair.
Let's look at him. He looks like he's in his 30s, right? And maybe he dates his age mates, and he feels like, well, we've been out of the university minimum 10 years, and in the 10 years, what have you done with your life? You know, so you can understand that. But if a man is looking to marry someone much younger, in fact, at least with Nigerian men, they're marrying much younger. They come to you with the, I want to take care of you. I want to, achalugo, I want to take care of you. Do you understand? So his that one's mindset is not that I don't date broke girl. I'm looking for a nice, beautiful young lady that can be my pet. If I'm traveling the world, she comes with me, and that sort of thing. But then you have another man in his 30s, he's looking for a woman who is maybe a year or 2 years younger than he is or older than he is, and he's looking for a connection.
But Miriam, the thing is, broke is relative.
I agree. Yeah.
Yes. You can have money to eat and maybe buy yourself a car or whatever, but you don't have money to travel around the world. Does that make you broke?
Auntie Amy, I have seen girls who's basic. They don't have anything. Is that I want to change my hair. They are broke and they want, a resourceful person will say, "Oh, at this stage of my life, the program that has potential, I can't afford the long hair, the what they call
Brazilian hair,
straights, bone straights.
Okay,
I can't afford the bone straights, but I'm okay with my Didi." And I'm looking for, something that will give me some form of financial independence. And that's my priority right now. So she doesn't have to have a billion bank account.
Yes.
But you can spot it. But if the girl is every day, you have not taken me out.
Okay, I get that.
That kind of category. So that group of girls, just as you said, broke girls. Then, when you mentioned the one that wants to just spoil you.
Yeah.
Even in the Achalugo movie itself, the guy had money, wanted to spoil the girl, but he didn't want to spoil the ones that were waiting for the ones that had nothing to think. But when they finish watching those romantic sitcoms, they'll just come, can you sub for me?
Okay.
Those kind of rubbish words. Subscribe, data, basic data, and you're calling someone.
There's a point you made now that reminds me of whether parents are failing in their responsibilities. Culturally, girls now are being seen as liabilities now, this generation. Now, if as a parent, I'm trying to make ends meet, giving my child the basic needs to care for herself, to buy the basic wig, do their hair, would she have to go looking for someone to do that for her? Now, if I do that as a parent or parents were doing that, and you're doing that, she's doing it, the next father is doing that, that would literally remove that pressure of trying to financially cater for somebody else. Let's just meet, get to know ourselves for who we are. We take ourselves out of Nigeria. Let's leave Nigeria, the shores of Nigeria, and you move out. People date to get to know you. I want to get to know you for who you are. What joys, what makes you happy? What kind of excitements, trips can I go on with you? I'm bringing my resources, you're bringing yours. We're having fun. We are here struggling, pay my Uber to come and see you. My hair is messy, it needs to be done. Where are your parents?
And in this conversation,
where are your parents? Why didn't you sell things when they go into school? Kids are selling cupcakes or trying to be resourceful. Little kids at 13, 14 are doing things at home. Why aren't you selling braid? Make the braid wig at home, go sell it in school.
Thank you.
Be cooking little packs of something from your dorm, be selling it on campus. Why do you think you have to rely on a man to do that?
Let me pause you for a second. I'm going to very short because we come back, we'll take this on different angles. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
So, there is a small problem.
From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza to the richness of our culture to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Event Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sachet and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name is Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen.
And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, Pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this.
Now what you want?
After that day, the man
don't go see him again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person, we go give them to you. Fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if you open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We not even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of
Thank you for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter because, and there are different angles to this issue, this video. And the reason why it was an important conversation to have for me is because of what I said earlier. We understand a lot of men like women who are doing well, right? However, they say it, but nobody ever comes out to say, I want a woman who is made. They say it maybe with their friends, just with their buddies. They don't say it out. When a man comes out, a handsome man like this comes out and says it, and that looks successful, looks like it's together, says it. Now, what that does, it gives a license to a lot of men. Say, you know what? I don't want them raw anymore. I don't want them fresh from college. I want somebody who is made. Is that a problem? That's number one. Number two, my concern also is that young girls who also are trying to build a career, they are, as Waiki said, is relative. Now, they want to also build from scratch with somebody. And he's not willing to date them because he's waiting for her to be made. Now, she is getting frustrated because men are now made to feel like, look for them when they are made. And she wants to be made with you. She wants to grow because that's how our parents taught them. Grow with your husband from scratch. So where does that happen? That's number 2. Number 3, and I hope you guys can remember. Number 3, if we allow this kind of videos to be accepted, where does it put a woman who just wants to be careful? Because even these made women who have all the money, they also want a man to just care for them. I don't want a man coming to me for me. I might support his resources, but sometimes I want you to be the one who is resourceful. I want to have my money for myself and do my thing, but I want you to be the one. Don't come to me asking for my resources. Do your thing. So what happens to a woman who just wants to be cared for, pampered, taken care of? Don't worry about my money. Don't even pretend like my money is not there. Care for me. Because
at what cost now?
So just care for me.
It's no vex. You know, see the way it's like rushing.
Yes.
Because the thing don't come, they press some buttons. You know, a resourceful woman wants to be cared for. But if her husband's entire financial ability is around the 100,000s, she won't be asking him for his head and the grandmother's head in millions. But a girl who is not resourceful, who is broke, we look at him and say, is that not your mate down there? Whereas she
isn't doing anything.
If you put her in a business, she'll run it down 10 times. She doesn't know what to do with money. Some women who have already proven the point can say, can I just be pampered? We all do it, at least me, I know I do it sometimes. Wait, you should care for me. Mommy, this, darling, this. Somebody should pamper me. You know, sometimes you just want to sleep and somebody shows up. But you're not the type that will sleep and then there's nothing. Maybe your husband is down, everybody's down, and you're thinking, well, let all of us just sit down. Okay? Call your friends and beg for money. You know, you've not seen this category of emptiness from a partner, male or female, for you to understand what this person is talking about. So a woman who has her means knows what exactly it is to be empowered already. She doesn't want to wake up one morning and she's empty. But if her husband says, okay, stay back and everything, even in her staying back, she'll be resourceful enough to save up some things.
Okay, let's jump in. I have a call with having Shagun. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, Mariah. Good
morning.
Morning.
Yeah. You know, it depends on what you are discussing this morning is very interesting. It depends on the lady. Let me tell you something from my own personal experience. I have a lady, though I'm more mature than her, but a very young girl. She's from a family that does not really have, you understand? You know, I started taking care of her.
No
Hello?
way. Oh,
James?
No.
Oh, we lost that call. James?
The way Mariah is calling him. James. Okay, so, you know, again, I think there are two different, you know, conversations here. A man who, okay, so to explain it, first of all, we need to understand that you know that you can be broke and have a lot of material things. You can have an iPhone, you can have the wigs, you can have things and be broke. And you can be living without all those things and not be broke.
Right. So I thought that James is back. Okay. James, are you there? They called him back. Hello, James?
Yes, I'm back.
Go ahead, please. Yes, you were saying.
Like I was saying, I started taking care of her. You know, last year she wanted to mark her birthday. She now requested for iPhone 15. You understand? And this is a lady that if they want to eat in their family, at times I used to buy a bag of rice, give her money like 10,000 to 15,000 naira to cook or some other thing. You know, she demanded for iPhone 15. I asked my sister in the UK to tell me that iPhone 15. I gave it to her.
Oh, okay.
You know what this stupid girl started doing with iPhone 15? Started doing all this TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Instead of us thinking of, let me see how I can sell this phone, empower my family. If it's just like, if you can sell it for like maybe 1.5 million, 1.8 million. So empower your mother. Your mother is not doing anything. Your dad too is doing all this petty. You hardly feed from the family hardly feed from the money. I did start doing TikTok and everything. I started looking at her. You know what I now do now? I realize that this girl cannot think. You understand? I started saying, okay, no problem. Now I started denying her all those money that I used to give her, that, okay, instead of me giving you 30, 20,000 naira, I started telling you, well, me too, I'm broke, oh, here, take this 5,000 naira. You know, I expected her to think. I don't want to tell her that, sell this phone, give this money to your family. Let this, she was just busy doing this TikTok, laughing, and started doing big girl in the midst of her friends. Imagine, like that kind of girl now, there's no way I can have millions of naira and think of, okay, let me give it to, because she cannot think. And I don't want to think for her. Thank you.
That's it. That's what I was saying.
Definitely, he has seen that she's not ready to be resourceful.
No, she won't.
Now, if you have a girl that you're dating and she is from a poor background, first thing I would do as a man is, let me try to set you up to make money. Let me teach you how to turn over money. If you're now struggling or you don't want to learn or you resisting me teaching you how to be resourceful, when I marry you, where am I going with you?
You carry breadwinner.
Where am I going with you? You're a liability. I'm carrying a liability to raise my kids, liability to manage the home, liability to manage the finances. You are a dunce. I'm carrying over. I can't do that.
That's a strong word, man.
You know, I'm helping you, but you don't want to help yourself. You want to just rely on me and do nothing. Okay. That's not fair.
You see,
that's not fair.
I think society has allowed, over the years, I've watched this, society has allowed this kind of thing to happen. And we allow someone that they don't have, they can't afford a meal. For instance, you are buying her an iPhone. She doesn't, even if she asks for the iPhone, even if she requests it, so what? What is she doing?
That's my question.
What is she doing with an iPhone? She cannot even.
He's not a father now. He's supposed to be in love with her.
And even if he's in love, you see, that's what I'm saying. Over the years, I've been watching, we have allowed this kind of thing to happen. Look, it is recently that I know that the wigs you people wear on your head, they are about... I mean, that I thought a wig was maybe 15,000 or 10,000. When I hear 2 million, what? This thing on your head? So we have allowed this... should I call it decadence or what? We have allowed in our society.
This language of...
You know? And I watch these young girls, they are wearing wigs on their head, and their families are hungry.
They're wearing their rents on their
home.
Thanks.
Rents on their heads.
Imagine.
Their capital.
Okay, so
is their phone.
You know, I started earlier by saying that you can be broke and have all these material things, and this is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
A young girl, we used to hear that you're on a bike and you have Brazilian hair on and you have an iPhone, because there is this culture now of owning these things
social
without having anything on ground, you know, and we encourage it. So just to the man that made the call, he says that the girlfriend asked for an iPhone 15. I know a lot of us are asking, why did he give it to her? Why didn't he maybe give her money and invest in? We need to understand that there are different kinds of people that we date. There are some people that they are dating, whatever you want, they will give you. They're not investing in you. They're not investing in your future. They're investing in the relationship. They're investing in the feelings that they want from you. That is different. You meet a man who wants to take care of you and he's not thinking of the money he will give you. He's wondering, I need to send you to school. I need to put you in this business. I need to introduce you to my network and my people. And that's a different kind of relationship.
So the purpose of
but
dating.
also, because you're a girl, you're not entitled to people to think about your life, to think about how to build your future. We're hoping that by the time that you're old enough and mature enough, you understand that these things are, you know, this is what you get. But you're right, there's a whole culture of where girls now, what shows that you have become, you know, that you're not broke or that you're doing well is that you own these things without having anything on ground. And I think that that's what this man, I'm hoping that that's what this young man is saying. You know, he's not looking at your money, he's not looking at the things that you have, he's looking at those behaviors that you have learned in trying to build yourself or build yourself financially, being resourceful. If he sees that, that's the sort of person he's attracted to. Not someone who has all these things. After all, there are some children, there are some people who were born into wealthy homes. They have the cars, the homes, the everything, the lifestyle, but they don't have...
broke.
Good.
Mentally broke.
They're still broke. And you find men saying, I don't want to marry people from this kind of homes because when I marry her, she will not know what to do. So it's about the behavior, the character traits.
You know, where I will blame parents as well. I'm not talking now the middle class parents. I'm not talking about the poor, because the poorer parents, when their children come home with all those kind of, mommy, we take this 20,000. She's not going to ask or he, where is the money coming from? Just, hey, my child, he's
hustling.
Is looking after. So they
doesn't make it right either.
The middle class parents will now allow their kids. What do you want? Take this, take that. Come, work for it. Yeah. You want this? Do a job. Even if it's for the company, for my company or something, do something. Yeah. Don't just keep expecting to wear the expensive wig. Don't keep expecting to carry the latest phone. I mean,
so there's something let me take this call.
These children will buy phones that even I cannot afford.
Let me take this call. We're holding for Sandra. Thanks for calling. You're live.
All right, thank you so much. It's my first time on TV.
Welcome to the
show. I'm so excited. Yeah. Actually, this topic is very important. Okay, now for James who called, I listened to him vividly, and he said he asked his sister from outside the country to send that phone to this lady. Now, he actually did well, and that girl was actually supposed to sell that phone. Yeah, he said that. But now, what I was not happy with him was that he was just looking at her. I expected him to talk to this lady, advise her. Now, I appreciate Anikula Bokuti. She actually said something, that some ladies come out from school and they are actually vulnerable. Not that they don't have the idea to actually do things, but they are vulnerable. So why can't these men teach this lady how to do things, how to get business? I actually went to school.
Thank you very much. You see, I think I like what Mariam said earlier. There are different types of relationships. I can invest in a relationship, and when I see somebody who I want to have a long-term relationship with, that's the kind of person I will help. So it's not all relationships that are such that
you've seen the potential.
You've seen the potential.
I wanted to even share some comedy to what she said. I read some a thread on Twitter, and somebody had said, he paid the rent for a girl, and all she could say was tea for thanks. So tea for thanks.
I know.
Tea for thanks was trending as how appreciative are you of a person who just paid your rent? And he said the rent was close to I think 1.5 million. People started posting what they have done for girls over the years, and one was like, he paid my rent this amount. I will spread it like this. All sorts of description of how this would have been appreciated. So for someone whose person is investing in a relationship, of course they're buying you things. You're definitely going to prostitute or pay back in some form of some kind way and all of that. And it's sort of allowed amongst us. This guy in question now is what they call in my place in Pidgin, a big girl, no money. So you're a big girl, you have a phone, you have everything. That's what you want to have to show that you are big. You might not have money, but you have achievements. You've gone to school, you were best scholar, you were this and that. Your potentials can be displayed in different ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be a set up business.
We have to let me wrap up. What are your final thoughts on this?
I'm just saying it's peer pressure. Peer pressure is really messing up a lot of people's creativity. Being given an iPhone from the UK, I think he was saying that she should have sold it and done something.
I have a problem with that.
I'm thinking, why didn't you give her the money?
The woman who was in the UK was slaving herself to send, but you think she was playing in the UK?
But if she had the idea of selling the phone, that means she needed capital for something important. But if she not get idea and have the phone, you don't know who show you road like this.
Can I just say this? It is not worldwide, though. This is Nigeria. It's a Nigerian problem.
Sorry, it's a Ghana problem as well. I'm a big Ghanaian, so it's not just
okay, let me rephrase. It's an African problem. Right. Because in Europe, you don't see those kind of things.
No.
Because when you are working, when you have to wake up in winter and carry your two left legs onto the streets for money that you will work for, and the government will tax, you will not try it.
Yeah. Okay,
you will not even wear wig. You don't tie scarf. And be going.
My sentence I was going to say before we stop was peer pressure and social media has rendered this generation very, if I can use the word, lazy,
entitled,
and very zero resourcefulness and very entitled. We have to be better than the next person posting. don't we know it's fake? They're not going to tell you where it's coming from, what is happening. Peer pressure, trying to be better than the next neighbor, what this one is doing. But yet, like she said, we have nothing to show for it.
We have to have on this because we want to go to your interview. Let's go on a very short break. White Kate.
No, I just have to say, we are not suffering. We think we are suffering in Africa. We are not suffering in Africa because you can go and beg Nima for money. I can go and beg Mary, please give me money. I'm broke and you don't give me, I fight you because you didn't give me money. Nobody, go and beg in London. Who will answer you? Go and beg in America. Everybody is working. So please.
Let me go on a very short break. Thank you very much. Well, I think really in a nutshell, I mean, we just in a nutshell, as you said, young people shouldn't feel entitled. And if you're going to love, everybody has their own preference to who they date. You want a broke woman, you want a rich woman, you want a woman who started from scratch. Either way, it's all a personal opinion and a personal perspective. Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll get to know a bit more about Mary. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
I'm a Jabite and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government that will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crimes of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Thank you for staying with us. Why can you allow us to have a segment? Because she's always just talking.
I knew you would talk.
Yes, okay. Yes. Are you sure that your accord did not transfer to you?
Oh, no.
Anyways, welcome with us, Mary Betha Okon. And we know you are a holistic psychotherapist, a podcaster, a radio presenter, and so much more. Tell us a bit about yourself. People are just this fine woman that I'm with the ladies of your view. Tell us a bit about yourself.
I was born to Ghanaian parents. Okay. I grew up in Germany.
Nice.
Met my husband in Germany, and he exported me to Nigeria.
Is it Nigeria?
So, yes. So I'm Nigerian now.
Okay. Yes. Fantastic. So how did this holistic psychotherapy start? What is it? What is it exactly?
I started back in Port Harcourt 2010, 11, and it was just basic therapy, basic metaphysical counseling. That's a whole different thing.
Metaphysical.
Yes, metaphysical.
Sounds like jazz.
That's what will be a Julu kind of things.
We could get there if you want to. But after studying psychology, psychotherapy, all of that, and then being in Nigeria, I found, working with priests and pastors, that most people went to churches when really they needed therapy. Yeah. So I ended up, that's how it started, that the pastors and the priests I knew would send me people to actually do therapy sessions, because they were there for cast and bind, and they were crying on the floor, wailing, and they probably lost someone. And they were going through trauma. And they were in church looking for deliverance. Meanwhile, they just needed to be talked through pain and how to deal with the loss, things like that. So that started how do I integrate psychotherapy with the metaphysical? How you integrate people in the grand scheme of things in their lives. So you don't do therapy in isolation, just the book that I read, the research and the findings, application and coping mechanisms. I try to apply it culturally so that people can actually find healing in a cultural way, not just the book I read and came. How do I make it fit to apply to you, Miriam, to apply to her? Still using the book foundation, but I'm now very much considerate of your spirituality and who you are in the grand scheme of as a person.
Wow. I'm getting really confused. I find a lot of people I need clarity on this metaphysical.
Okay.
So metaphysical is where I'm going.
Okay.
So I find a lot of people say that they're therapists, and then while going through therapy with you, sort of, I don't know whether they do this training, but mostly here, they deviate entirely into spirituality, and particularly one religion. So I am Muslim. You can't do therapy for me and invalidate my beliefs.
Right.
There will be clashes, and you're telling me what I have believed over the years is as a result of the problems I have, and I'm disagreeing. Of course, we're clashing.
Yeah.
And what you consider therapy is that I must disbelieve everything to start afresh, and I'm not going to sit with you to help me through that problem. And we get that all the time here. So when you say metaphysical, is it that when no matter where that person is coming from, you're able to help the person see the problem, solve the problem, as opposed to what we call change their entire personality or being because you think that's the problem? I don't know who stops that training, but I lost a friend who was able to do therapy for no matter who the divide was, and I've not been able to find someone who could do that for a while. And I'm wondering who they train these people? Who says that your beliefs cannot work for the things that you want, cannot change you in trauma? If you're going through grief, cannot help you through? Why do you have to invalidate it and say, can you help a person no matter where they stand and what their beliefs are?
So if you're a professional psychotherapist, your foundation is psychology. There are certain certificates you can get without having your foundation psychology. If you want to be a clinical psych, you have to have a foundation in psych. You have to have your BSc in psych, and you build on, it's like a medical doctor, you do your medical and then you add up. So if you've had experience with someone who deviated into spirituality, they're now doing was their foundation psychology? Because I can do only psychology with you, but then personally I feel your healing or your recovery would take much longer if I'm able to get to the word you use, being. You are a being. Whether you are Islam, whether you are Buddhist, whatever you are, we are all beings in this room. If I can talk to your being, if I can make you understand that we are all beings irrespective of our beliefs. Your belief is your belief. But when you sleep and you are unconscious, you don't know you're asleep until you wake up. She has the same experience. I have the same. We all do sleep. We lose consciousness. That's our being. We have a common experience as beings.
Okay.
And I build on that.
Okay.
Not your beliefs when you're awake.
It's a psychologist, you're a
psychotherapist.
Psychotherapist. Is that different from a psychoanalyst?
It's a type of therapy that you use. So we have different modules you use to help people. So you can do psychoanalyst, yes, but that is a part of the, that is one of the styles you use for therapy.
Give us some time. I want us to get a few questions. Go ahead,
so,
Mary.
there's something, while I was just reading through your info, it talks about narrative therapy and healing through storytelling. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I do. I've started with the podcast with that especially, where talking is therapy.
Okay.
A lot of people in relationships, in life events, corporate events, are holding so many things down. They can't have a safe space to talk about or someone to guide them through their emotions to come out of it. So talking therapy, or on my podcast where we do, where the slogan is healing souls, one story at a time, is I'm giving you the safe space to talk about your experience.
So you believe that some people, because they're unable to tell their story, don't find healing?
How many people have gone through rape and they've suffered for decades because they couldn't tell a soul about it?
Okay.
So the mere fact that you're able to let it out, someone to listen to you, understand, empathize what we've been through, and help you cope with the trauma, with the recurrence of the memory of what happened, and how to navigate these emotions and live a successful life, or even be able to look at sex differently.
Some people will say women talk a lot. They talk about all their issues. They're having issues in their marital, whatever. You hear about it, but you never hear the men. So would you say this? Have you tried it? Does it work more for men?
My podcast aired the episode 2, I believe. It was a father in his, I think he's almost in his 60s, very handsome man, who battled depression for 20 years.
Wow.
And his experience in marriage as a father working is worth listening to. So I'm encouraging on the podcast to have men able to speak up and help other men to also speak up, because the rate of suicide is really going up, research, because the platform is not given for them to express themselves, is not safe, judgmental.
Yes.
So you want to, I'm not judging you, just let me hear your story. If you want to talk about it afterwards, fair. If you don't,
let me
it's okay.
ask you this question, because a lot of people feel like therapy doesn't really work in Nigeria because of our various
beliefs, exactly.
And our peculiar circumstances. You know, everything, like we want to snap out of it, you know. And we always try to, because even some people have gone to therapy and they find it difficult to submit their consciousness to somebody else. They find it difficult, like, what is this here? What else can you say? You know? So how do you help people like that who they block their mind from receiving or being receptive to a therapeutic experience?
I can't help you unless you want to help yourself. I can only help if you're ready to help yourself. You have to come to that point of distress and know that, okay, it's either I get help or I'm sinking. So you don't force people to do therapy. When you have an addict that is going through issues, we've had several addicts when I was with Luth, you can't help them. You are in the ward and they are in the ward. for months and months and months. Families abandon them at the ward. If you go to Luth, there are patients there still that have been abandoned because parents don't know what to do with them. So unless the person is ready for help, no one, even a psychiatrist with medications, can help you.
Mary.
Yes, dear.
There's an awareness that a person gets before they can say, okay, this is what I need therapy. At what point do you help the person get to that point of awareness? Or is it totally impossible?
Or can you help someone to get to that awareness?
Yes, to get to that awareness before. You know, we are not therapists, so we just, now small word, they tell people, we get sense, you know, and we keep telling the people, small word, you know, get sense. You know, how do you get the person to that point where you get sense?
Okay.
Before you know you can.
From experience, I haven't done this over the years. It's family members and loved ones that have to intervene. In most cases, when you have a husband who can't get up out of bed or keeps skipping going to work.
Wow. That's just tough.
Yeah. So this man on the podcast, his wife used to, he said it, she would drag me by the leg and pull me off the bed, and he would resist. That's a matured man, leadership position on cross-posting, not local job. And it was a genetic one. We found out later it was genetic, you know. So when you know in your family you have certain genetic issues that may cause mental health problems. As a parent, as a sister, whoever, you want to intervene quicker. If you're a spouse and you're aware there's something in the family that may trigger or that may come out at some point, once you see the symptoms, so you want to educate yourself, that's good. You want to educate yourself to know the symptoms of certain mental health issues. You know, the luminous, not wanting to get out of bed, cutting out friends, not wanting to be out and about anymore. You know, they literally, you shut down from wanting to be with friends and do the normal things they do. So you'd know these people, you know their routines, the lifestyle. So when you start seeing a change in behavior, that is the norm.
We have to wrap up because there's always something that's really important, but I'm not sure you have time to address it because what you started with that, the reason why people, a lot of people go to churches for certain things. As someone was trying to allude here to say that the reason why many of us are either Christians or Muslims is because we have psychological problems, not because we actually wanted to find God.
Yes.
That's why.
But there's an underlying psychological problem.
So the word with that is coping. They use spirituality and going to church to cope with their issues.
Some, not necessarily.
So they go there looking for solace, looking for intervention from somewhere, miraculous intervention. Some go to the, you know, the GOs and their wives and same problem, marital issues. You're not meant to go to them for marital issues, really.
Okay.
They are professionals for marital issues.
So even they are the problem who receive these people because they don't have
they're not
qualifications.
They are solving problems. Trust me,
you know, so you have someone that has a marital problem, for example. If you look at it as a therapist, you see there are traumatic issues that may be causing a sexual problem. But they'll go to church and complain that he or she doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to do that, it's a problem, marital issues, now he's going out to do this or she's going out to do that. But then we didn't even find out. The pastor doesn't have the capacity to find out why that person did not want to do that. Maybe there was an assault. Maybe there was an underlying issue way back in childhood that person cannot disclose. But if you do talk to them one-on-one, you find out that was the issue.
We have to wrap up. To go personal. That's Ghana lady,
German,
married to Nigerian,
a global,
yes, a global citizen.
When did you move to Nigeria?
I came 2001 July.
How has Nigeria been treating you?
You can see.
Oh, that's so nice.
It's about you.
How long have you been married to your husband? How many years?
I am 25 next week, 25 years.
Me, the final question.
We have 4 children.
Ooh, beautiful.
Wow, you look amazing.
So, Ghana Jollof or Nigeria Jollof?
Hello.
What?
It's Nigerian
Jollof. She can't say
that's why
you cannot say that.
I plead the fifth.
That's all we can take on today's show. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
It was a pleasure.
Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Thank you.